Hello and welcome to tonight's Super Metroid 100% tournament match. This, I do believe, the semi-finals here. We have ARealCutie versus the OatsnGoats. These two absolutely spectacular runners. We have OatsnGoats with a personal best of 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 38 seconds, and ARealCutie with a personal best of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 40 seconds. This is going to be an absolute tight race. I am Sir Roth, and with me is Kev Nastix. How are you doing tonight, Kev?
I am doing outstanding tonight. I can't believe I get to call an OatsnGoats match and another Cutie match. And I can't believe I get to call with you, Sir Roth. I mean, when I was learning Super Metroid, I watched so many races that you commentated with, so it's just an honor to be here with all of you.
Well, certainly thanks for that. And we're off here tonight. This, OatsnGoats is been around for a real long time. One of kind of the older runners in this tournament, though we go real deep, like with Hoda Ruby hanging out. But yeah, OatsnGoats has been around a while, has held the world record for 100% previously. ARealCutie, newer to the community, but not that new. Definitely one of the top runners. These times are just spectacular as we see they make their way through Cirrus Station here. This is pretty typical. Right, they're gonna go through. They're gonna arm pump. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say get damage down to 24 health as fast as you can. You want to get below 30 so that you can escape. And they're definitely looking to get, 46 would be a time that they'd want to get here exiting, and definitely within their capabilities. Try not to get hit by all that heckin' steam.
Yeah, the steam will troll. That is. I mean, that's its job.
That's the true boss of Ceres.
What's that?
I said that's the true boss of Ceres, not Ridley, but the steam.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. For real. Then we're gonna get down. We're gonna get down to the planet. What kind of happens? Why don't you walk us through a little bit of the first portion of the game, right? How we go through on the planet.
Well, once they get in Planet Zebes, they're gonna head left, and they're gonna go down through the parlor and down through the room that the climb. They're going to go down that side, fall all the way down. I believe both runners use Moonfall, so any of the really long shafts, we're going to see them drop down really, really fast, and they're going to make their way over to Morphball and then get the Awakening Missiles to really wake up this stormy, dark, foreboding world. So definitely really good setup for all the action and adventure we're going to see coming up here soon.
Yeah, the atmosphere of this game, even as old as it is still phenomenal. Makes it one of the classics, one of the strongest speedrunning games because of its technical gameplay. Here we do see both of our runners making use of that Moonfall in the parlor. Very tricky to get, really nice, and both runners using it here in the climb to fall down. Saves quite a bit of time over not using the Moonfall.
Yeah, I think Moonfall saves 6 to 10 seconds over the course of a whole run. Maybe in Hundo it's more. Maybe I'm thinking about an any percent time save, because I know there are more places in Hundo to utilize that Moonfall technique, and really, really good morphing ball times, both under 3:10. That's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at maybe 5-minute bomb times, and that's.
I would expect closer to 4:40, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So go ahead.
Oh no, I was just looking in chat, and Behemoth said maybe 10 to 12 seconds in Hundo with Moonfall engaged. So, but you know what? This race is going to be really close. Oats already had a little bit of trouble in Ceres and a little bit of trouble making his way up there. He had said earlier that he was coming in cold for this match. And Cutie said he hasn't gotten much chance to practice this week, but I got to imagine that the adrenaline is really high right now as they come back into the pit room getting ready for the climb, because this match could be decided by the smallest of margins. I mean, their PBs are really close, but you don't generally. I mean, this Hundo tournament has been kind of a surprise with how many PBs we see, but it is very atypical to see a lot of PBs in a tournament match, especially with runners of this high caliber, you know, because their PBs are set so high.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's one thing. It kind of depends on the amount of effort that they put forth into it. OatsnGoats does look a little bit off his form tonight, so you know that could be a factor in deciding this race. Whereas you know Cutie has been running a little bit more in the Hundo, so. You know, if Cutie's on form and OatsnGoats is not, that could absolutely be a deciding factor.
I think it would be a pretty big upset if Cutie was to beat Oats, and I don't think it's going to come down to anything major. And these runners are so well rehearsed, so practiced. It's going to come down to just little things, little cuts here and there, little time misses. Like, you know, hopefully they both get a good bomb spread. And so far, it's looking like really quick bomb Torizo. The sync is real.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you blink, you missed it. They fired off 5 power beam shots and 7 missiles. And they wanted to leave the room. They want to defeat Bomb Torizo with 99 energy. So now Bomb Torizo drops all missiles. They pick up 5 missiles there, which is exactly what they're going to need just in a moment to go down and get these early supers. They're both runners nailing Alcatraz escape. That, I think, when you start speedrunning this game, you're like, man, the first thing I gotta learn is the Alcatraz escape because it looks so cool. But the first thing you really want to learn is this mock ball that they're gonna do, the early supers coming up.
Oh, very interesting. Cutie was shooting some of the robots. I wonder if he got confused for a minute, like he was gonna run early Phantoon any percent, because normally in Hundo you just see him run through the robots.
It's possible
the space pirates.
It's possible that Cutie is going to go up and get early power bombs.
Then when he raced against Hero 82, he did not get early power bombs. I think Zost is the only one still getting early power bombs. But you know, again, I mean, anything is possible in this race. He lost a missile there. That's not good.
No, I will volunteer that I do that too. But you know, I'm nowhere near those guys' times.
I mean, it's just little things like that could be the deciding, you know, bit of the race. But it is still early on. I mean, you know, that's Phantoon RNG can take up for that mistake right there. You know, and I imagine the nerves are really high for both runners right now, with this being a qualifying race for the final, which Behemoth has already qualified to with his you know, his match with Mr. Guy Average. So we have Behemoth in the finals, and I think the next matches we have Hotaruby and Zenny coming up tomorrow night at 11 p.m. And then Zost and Sloters will be on Sunday, I think, at 1 p.m. So really exciting lineup of Super Metroid races.
Oh yeah, this entire tournament has been spectacular. And here, OatsnGoats nailing that reverse mock ball. That is the most difficult mock ball in the game. And Cutie getting it, that's just absolutely spectacular there. Really,
I think we're going to see a lot of those really high-end strats coming in. You know, both of them. Who's missing that mock ball there for OatsnGoats. And it's like you can feel the nerves just by watching the runners play. I mean, I have seen both of them run so many races, and these are very atypical mistakes being made right out the get-go.
Look, man, I'm here in the booth and I'm nervous for these guys. So this is going to be quite the race here, and we're going to see. So OatsnGoats skipping those missiles on purpose. It's a little bit faster to come and pick those up later on when we lay a power bomb to come down into the waterway section. So there's going to be a couple of different spots like that where runners look like they miss things, but rest assured, folks at home watching, they are going to pick them all up because it is all required. We're going to hang out even all the way through the end of the credits just to make sure and verify at the end that our runners have indeed collected 100%.
It is highly unlikely that any of these runners would miss an item just with how conditioned they are for, you know, this match. But they do run each of them run a ton of categories. You know, this game has such a variety and how many different ways you can play it that, you know, anything can happen. I think one of the most exciting features of this race is going to be, I would expect they're both running the exact same route, so we can get a really good look at how their strategies stack up from room to room, and we can see, you know, which they have preferences for as well, because there are so many different ways to get through rooms in this game.
Yeah, that is I think one of the blessings of tournaments like this, where you can get to see all of the various runners come in and do their own take of the game. Even if they're running the same route, they have just slight variance and nuance to each of the rooms and how they handle it, and that's something that I think is really, really cool. Stuff like that early power bombs comes into play too. You know.
Well, we're getting ready for Kraid, and there are a couple different ways you can execute the Kraid quick kill. There's the charge method, and then there's the 2 missile method, and I've even seen a 3 missile method for the Kraid quick kill, which I've used, and also a variety of strategies to reduce lag when you go into Kraid's, when you actually go into Kraid's lair.
Yeah, so we will most likely see the missile kill, but we'll see.
I wonder what setup they're going to use. See, Oats just kind of jumps forward and inches his way there. Sometimes you'll see him, you know, drop a bomb at the door while they're in the, you know, in the morph ball, which will bounce them to the correct pixel. You know, which Cutie's doing right now. That's the setup I prefer to use.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a newer setup, but it tends to be pretty precise.
Wow, look at that patience from OatsnGoats. Unbelievable, that backup quick kill right there. Holy crow.
Yeah, very, very heads up. You can see that is the mark of an experienced runner. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly how to, you know, kind of go back to his fallback and take down Kraid without allowing Kraid to stand up. And that's crucial, because that would be a lot of lost time to Cutie. And, you know, something like that could be...
Yeah, he probably...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, well, it could be a difference maker. Really is all I was going to say.
I'm just impressed by how just those lightning quick reflexes. I mean, I would have blew the rest of my supers. I would have taken Kraid to the prom right then and there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, a lot of runners would. So, you know. I don't fault anybody, even OatsnGoats, for, you know, having allowed Kraid to stand up in a spot like that. But it just goes to show, right, the kind of the poise and the experience with the game that both of our runners really have. They're going to demonstrate it all for you folks at home tonight.
I'm not sure if you can still hear me. I'm having some technical difficulties with my race feed.
Oh, you're okay. You are coming through.
And I'm back. Yeah, I lost the race for a moment. Pardon me.
No big deal. No big deal. We have our runners now coming down into the business center here in Norfair. They're going to be picking up the high jump boots and a couple of other really important items before going to be heading back over to the wreck ship to take on Phantoon, our next boss. We'll talk about Phantoon more when that gets closer, because that boss really annoying. But I really like how they're handling these 2 rooms here for the high jump boots.
Yeah, after high jump boots, they're gonna make their way into Cathedral. Hopefully, they'll remember their Cathedral missiles, and then head on down to Bubble Mountain, get their speed booster, have their little tango with King Cac.
The real final boss.
You know, there's. Yeah, that one right there, that's just another one that I think early racers have a real big problem with, you know, trying to do that that skip there, that sequence break to get the speed booster earlier.
Well, it's tricky. That Cac attack is just there to knock you off for no other reason other than to knock you off. And if you don't have a good strategy with getting around it, you are going to get knocked off, and that's, in a speed race like this, that's just sucky time loss.
Well, there's so many different ways you can lose time. I was listening to a race that Antinomy was commentating, and he says that as soon as you start hundo, you're losing time right off the bat. You know, and I think that was a really accurate, accurate assessment of this round, because there's so many different places to lose a second, and over that long run, an hour and 15, hour and a half, I mean, it really adds up. Even a half a second per room adds up really fast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not wrong, right? Like Hondo is long and it's enduring, and the technical skill required to do every room perfectly. I mean, it's just an insanely high ceiling, and we're seeing these runners. They're hitting that wall as much as they can for us tonight. And it's awesome. It's awesome to see.
So I don't know about you as far as categories are concerned. My favorite category to play is Hundo, and one of the reasons why is not just because you get to play, so much of the game, and you get to live on Zebbies for a very long time, which is just super cool anyways. But the strategies start off real simple, with just little wall jumps and mock balls and, thinking about your ammo. And once you pick up Speed Booster, then you start adding Shine Sparks and really cool movement like that. But unlike any percent, where the game gets trickier as you go on because of how little ammo you have, how little items, how few items you pick up, Hundo gets harder because you don't really have to worry about death and dying so much, or you don't really have to conserve your ammo that much. But the real difficulty is doing the optimal strats to save all that time.
Yes. Yeah, that is pretty good summation of how Hundo runs go, and I think that lends itself exactly to what Antinomy was saying. You start Hundo, you're losing time because
and speaking of which, while we're here right now, and we got a little bit of a quiet moment while no major items are being picked up right now, we're going to skip Crocomier. It'd be great to remind all those in chat, please follow ARealCutie, please follow OatsnGoats. They're two very top tier runners. They do a lot of great Super Metroid runs, and I'm sure they would appreciate a follow.
Yeah, absolutely. These are fantastic runners. So here we see OatsnGoats going to be coming over here to pick up Ice Beam, ARealCutie, about a room or so behind right now. That not a huge difference in a run like this, folks. We are barely 15 minutes into what is going to be a run that is going to be about an hour and 15 minutes. So there's 60 more minutes to go in this race. And anything can happen. So I tell you, the last time I ran in the 100% tournament, we had it about 3 years ago. I actually had the fortune, we'll call it fortune, to run against OatsnGoats. And he was so on fire, he PB'd. But unfortunately, in his next race, he ended up soft locking in the aqueduct. So anything can happen tonight.
I really hope we don't see that soft lock in the aqueduct, because that's happened before. Oh, Cutie's having some trouble already. He missed that mock ball, the ice escape mock ball. That's definitely a 3 to 5 second time blown right there, I believe.
Yeah. Here, OatsnGoats going to be coming up on Alpha Spark, and really nicely done here. That's something I really like about 100%, and you were kind of touching on this a little bit earlier, is there is just a ton of really, really cool Shine Sparks that we're going to see. The first one there being the Alpha Spark, thusly named Alpha Spark, because it's usually the first one you see. But in any percent, it actually tends you see a different one. You can see a different one first. But in the old route, that was the first one that you see. So if anybody does Crade first, that's what you'll see.
Yeah, it's pretty neat how these rooms get their names. You just saw OatsnGoats go in the Alpha Power Bomb room. However, if you're playing this game intended, your first set of power bombs you're going to find in Croc.
Yeah.
Or, on the way. But I'm just really enjoying, mistakes aside, just the movement we're seeing here. Very anticipatory, the way that they, are shooting doors out of the way before they get there to make sure they have a smooth transition from one room to the next. Oats freezing that CAC right up there before he heads to beta power bombs. I'm expecting him to use some kind of a speed strat here. Oh no, he's just going to do a power bomb. I would have.
You go ahead.
Oh, typically you see, either a blue suit, knocking those side hoppers, or,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see somebody do a shine spark and take out them, and Oats just decided to lay a power bomb.
Yeah, that's I think that's one of those things where I don't think he felt comfortable with where he was with the shine spark. Maybe he missed one of his inputs or mistimed it or something like that.
Behemoth says he missed the charge, so it was a
Yep.
good backup for Oats.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So I think again, this goes to show how heads up our runners are with the game, right? They know exactly where they are. They know exactly when their button presses are supposed to be. And here we're going to be seeing OatsnGoats with an ocean fly.
You want to talk about really cool shine sparks here? I think he got it. If you see those, that charge beam.
Yep. Oh,
ooh,
that looked good. We're gonna get another chance to see that here when Cutie comes up. But we'll see just a fly over the ocean anyway from OatsnGoats. Now, look at this. OatsnGoats very, very low going into this Phantoon fight. 66 energy plus whatever's in reserve. This looks good for Cutie here.
That's really bold for Oats, and Oats has anybody that's been watching Super Metroid for a while knows that he's got a history with Phantoon.
Anybody who's raced,
anybody who's raced has a history with Phantoon.
But here's the thing, right? OatsnGoats is a very, very practiced 80% runner. So this amount of energy plus the Varia suit is kind of more than I think he's used to coming into with Phantoon.
Well, especially with the reserves that he has also, I don't think it's going to be a problem for him.
Nope, not at all. I do expect to see Dopplers from both of our runners tonight. And I think we're going to be taking Phantoon in sets of 2. Right, that's what we're going to be seeing. 2 rounds from both of our runners. No 3 rounds.
I think a 2 round is a good expectation. Chat's been sitting here guessing Phantoon patterns, and looks like Oats is at least up. I think he's getting a slow pattern here.
This is a slow. Come on, Phantoon, be kind.
Oh, in a tournament? No way. Phantoon doesn't play that.
Phantoon is never going to be kind.
No.
Never gonna be kind.
Although I think one of the races that I called earlier in the tournament, I want to say somebody got a fast, and I was just speechless. There's 2 round from Oats. That was pretty stellar.
Yeah, that was spectacular. I really liked how OatsnGoats was able to control Phantoon and keep Phantoon within the confines of kind of the room. It does take a little bit of extra time if Phantoon ends up going outside of the room, but there's an easier way to set that up if you do let Phantoon go out. So it just kind of depends on how comfortable you are with those strats, what you end up doing.
Yeah, 2 round on screen, with Phantoon not going off screen is really difficult.
It's incredibly difficult, and it's a spectacular thing to see. And we blinked, boom, there's Phantoon down for Cutie. I hope you were watching it, because it was just that fast.
So now we have the next interesting part of the run. We have Spiky Room of Death, and once the racers are past Spiky Room of Death, the chance for dying goes considerably down once you finish that room. And Oats is getting pretty close to that room after he picks up the West End super missiles here. He's going to make his way up to Spiky Room of Death, and then he has to get the E-Tank, the attic E-Tank, without grapple, which is one of the more difficult. It's a difficult strat in this route.
There's a couple ways to do that. I expect that we're going to see for both of our runners the bomb strat, where they're going to jump up in the air, lay a bomb, and use that bomb to kind of propel them forward. My strat that I use is actually to turn off high jump boots. Yes, that loses a bunch of time because you have to pause, but it basically makes the jump free. There it is from OatsnGoats. Nicely done.
Single bomb jump.
Yes. I expect we'll see that same strat from Cutie here in a moment. They're going to have to both get back through the Spiky Room of Death here. Those platforms do 100 damage to them if they go through them. You lose a lot of energy there, and that is why that is called the Spiky Death Room. if you're gonna
It's
die
also
anywhere,
pretty easy to KO through those things and get stuck there, and then that's all she wrote.
Yeah, because you're going to get hit twice in that case. And then it's 200 energy, and that's about all you had from coming out for that Phantoon fight, and you're dead. So there it is from Cutie. Oh, all right.
He does
Cutie
the double bomb jump.
Yep, Cutie laid the extra bomb. No big deal. Just get there certain. Here is an attic for OatsnGoats. We'll hopefully we'll get to see a nice speed keep strat here from OatsnGoats. All right.
Still pretty seamless. I mean, it's like he knew it wasn't coming and he had his ammo ready right away. Unbelievably quick and precise.
Again, yeah, like the experience that both of our runners are shown with the game, especially in these situations where you got to fall back to stuff. Oh my God, work robots, get out of the way. They are just awful clipping through those things.
Yeah, that's definitely not a loved room in this category, and it's probably kind of cool that I think this is the only category you have to go into that room. Well, map completion, you have to go into that room also.
Yeah, I was gonna say map. There's Hundo map at least that requires you to go into that room,
and maybe true completion too, but I'm not sure. Chat saying, "Put me through, put me through." That's exactly how I feel like when I get to this room and the robots. I'm like, "Come on, buddy, just let me get through there."
The work robots are just not your friend. They have to be moving to the left. The stars have to align. It's got to be one of those blue moons. So the second Tuesday of the month. Yeah, it's much easier actually when you're going out of the room. When you're going out of the room, it's much easier to go through the work robots. So you can, if you've got the iframes, you can just kind of turn around and you'll just clip right through. It's ridiculous. But
I think that's a really fascinating feature of this game. Those the way iframes are used. I mean, we haven't really talked much about damage boosts or anything like that. Or there's just so many ways to optimize your run that while we're talking about one, we're missing 7 or 8 stellar movement situations going on.
Yeah, we just saw OatsnGoats do what is called the task strat. We're going to get down to the bottom here after bowling, and we're going to see both of the work robots in the holes, ideally, and the statue already power bombed and blown up. Cutie should be going for the same thing here. Maybe only got one of the work robots there. I'm not sure. I'm
not sure if there's a way to tell until you actually get down there. I don't know if there's a way you can tell if you got both robots.
You got to get down there. That's the only way. Unfortunately, we see OatsnGoats successfully getting it there. Going to be able to pick up this right here. This reserve tank is the only reason why 100% is not a Phantoon first category. Like any percent, because you got to get that E-tank and that reserve tank, and that reserve tank requires speed booster.
Yep. Yeah, there's one of the really, forced. Okay, yeah, he did leave that robot there. Yeah, one of the forced route changes, and there aren't as many choices, I think, for hundo routes, for optimal routes, is for maybe some of other categories. Like RBO has just so many different ways you can route it. Hundo really only has a couple optimal route choices, and we can see here. How far behind do you think Cutie is at this moment? Probably about 45 seconds.
I mean, it's tough to say. A room or two at most. This fanfare's throwing it off a little bit, and we're gonna see this is still RNG, Ridley away, a bad Dragon fight distance away. This is not very far behind here for Cutie. Wow, that was a spectacular criteria powerbomb room there for OatsnGoats. Unbelievable how he was able to just glide right past the little Dragoon enemies there.
Well, here's a very important strat to talk about right now. You have Oats doing the wraparound shot so that he can do this Shine Spark all the way through the first room over here to get the E-tank over here.
Yeah, Gauntlet
And
Spark.
Gauntlet Spark, nailed it.
Yep.
Ooh, Cutie, that's not good.
No, Cutie didn't. I don't think Cutie wanted to do that. So Cutie is.
Oh, he's going to come back later.
Yeah, so there's two things here Cutie is going to do. Cutie's going to have to remember to go get the criteria power bombs as well as the gauntlet missiles. Oats and Goats getting the spark through the back of Gauntlet. Wow, that is incredible.
The Master Spark.
Tight. Yeah.
Oh, and absolutely fearlessly tackling this double missile room here.
Oh yeah. Didn't even blow out the tops on the blocks on the absolute top, man. Oats and Goats is just
now I went to wait a minute. What happened to Cutie? How did he end up missing the Gauntlet Spark? I absolutely expected him to go through Gauntlet now.
So Cutie wanted to spark up, I believe, to go get the
to get the power bombs. He ended up just discharging his spark too early.
Yeah, and that actually leaves Cutie with not enough energy to complete all the sparks necessary, and if the other option for Cutie there is to hit the ship, that's a 15-second time loss. That is something that can absolutely kill him against Oats and Goats.
I think he made the right choice. But again, he definitely has his work cut out for him to remember. Sometimes when you do these runs, you get on autopilot, and it could be very easy for him to completely miss Gauntlet altogether. And boy, it's something to think about.
Oh, go ahead. Finish.
No, that's all. I'm just concerned. That's all. I'm just concerned.
I don't blame Cutie for making that choice. I think that's, again, it's one of those heads-up choices. Here's where I am. Here's where my opponent, or here's who my opponent is. So this is what I need to do in order to be able to win this race. There, folks. We're getting the 101st fanfare, courtesy of the Eticoons. No Decora in this race tonight, so we're only going to see half of the animals, unless for some weird reason our runners go crazy and decide to save the animals later on. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think without any kind of donation incentive, like GDQ, I don't think anybody's going to take that. I don't think anybody's going to lose those frames.
Sometimes it happens for the second place runner. They know they're in second place, and they're just like, yeah, I'm going to go save the animals. This race is going to come down to the wire, so I don't expect anybody to do it.
So Oats is heading over to Mission Impossible right now.
Yep.
And right where Cutie is.
Yeah. Cutie, has a little bit ahead of Oats and Goats here, but Oats and Goats has completed both the gauntlet and the criteria power bombs. So that's something that Oats and Goats has a little bit above. So Cutie's still going to be technically behind here, Oats and Goats. Ooh, that is really nice, Cutie there. Keeping that blue echoes into that room and able to take care of all the side hoppers in there. See Oats and Goats do the same thing. Oh, no, he missed it. That's all right. Missiles take care of these guys. No problem. Just remember to open the door on your way in. That's always the worst feeling when you forget to open that door and it's still silver when you come out after
picking up. Then you kill all the enemies again just so you can get in there.
Yeah. If you run this category enough times, you have done that at least once.
How many supers do you blow when you try to get those backdoor spore spawn missiles? Because I'm always out anywhere from 3 to 6 before I hit the right pixel.
Just one usually.
Just one? Well, you're better than me at that for sure.
I have a bit of a setup that I use, so it gets me in the right spot pretty much every time. Sometimes I'll have to get a second one.
Nice, and here's those missiles you were talking about earlier that they had skipped. So, Cutie just laid the power bomb right now, which is going to break these blocks. He's going to go back down to where the charge beam was, and then hit up Waterway to make sure he gets the Waterway E-Tank, which a very easily missed item if you're not paying attention.
Yeah. When you were young and this game just came out and you were searching for all these items by yourself, you didn't have that Nintendo power to tell you where they were. That was, you got to the end of the game and you didn't have 100% collection. You were like, what? Waterway was probably something you missed. That and the missiles on the sidewall with Mama Turtle that's coming up.
Oh
you
yeah,
missed those too.
there are so many items, but you know what the thing is when you're learning the game and you miss items like that, you tend to only miss them once and then you never miss them again. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Cutie with a really nice green hill zone right there. He laid the power bomb there to blow open the door for later to save a little bit of time when he comes back up this way to go back to Blue Brinstar. Then he got a nice mock ball to pick up those missiles there.
Yep. Yeah,
Oats is right behind.
Yeah, pretty much the exact same thing. Really, really nice. And oh yeah, a blockbuster for ARealCutie. Oh man, I love that every single time you can see that. That's
That is a
spectacular.
very nice looking strat.
All right, OatsnGoats.
So for racers that are just coming in, if you're just joining the race right now, it looks like OatsnGoats is behind and following Cutie, but OatsnGoats has already gone through Gauntlet and he's already picked up the items there. Cutie unfortunately missed the Gauntlet spark, so he's going to have to remember to do a late Gauntlet.
Yep. Yep. All right. Oh, Cutie coming in here to Main Street. Going to be picking up these missiles here with a shine spark down the bottom. This a really, really tight shine spark. Oh no! You got to be like right on that plant. I think Cutie's jump. Yeah, there you go. Cutie's jump set him off just a little bit. Yeah, see, both of these runners have a little bit of difficulty with this spark. That's how tough it is to get it down on the bottom. Me, myself, I like to go up to the top there. There's a little bit more leeway. It's just a single tap up if you're right there by the door that they just went through here to get into the fishbowl.
That's the exact same strat I use for that room. I am not technical enough to get that short charge. That's a really tight short charge.
Yes. It's, I mean, we can see, look at the runners of this caliber still kind of having a little bit of difficulty with it. That tells you how difficult it is. All right, Cutie picking up that Mama Turtle E-Tank here. Gonna have to remember to pick up those missiles that I mentioned. Yeah, these ones, you didn't find those when you were younger. You just didn't, right? Not your first pass through the game.
No, those are definitely way out of the way. I don't expect a casual runner would be able to find those missiles unless they, just took the X-ray beam and just spent 20 minutes in every room getting every nook and cranny.
Yep. Yeah, when I know that's what I did when I went back to get, because I saw my total at the end. I was like, wait, I didn't get 100%. That's ridiculous. And I went back and I was like, I just X-ray scoped everywhere, and that's how I found those things. I was like, what? How are you supposed to find these? But yeah.
That's what the category Nintendo Power Percent was made for. They made it so that they could let you know where all these tricky and hard to find items were.
Nintendo Power Percent.
One of the oddest categories. I love that category. I've actually got a couple runs in that category.
Yeah, I tried my hand at that a number of times as well. So here we see Cutie coming up into Meridia Beach. We're going to be coming over to the watering hole, picking up those items. Then we're going to be heading down over into the aqueduct. And it's going to be a fight of the water snake. Fight of the sea snake. This room is just the worst. I will quote Wild Anaconda here for strats to get through this room. Just get through it.
These are some of the most difficult rooms to navigate through. There's so many things to obstruct your movement. And just awkward way the rooms are set up. It's almost like it was set up to impede your ability to move forward.
I think, yeah, kind of. It seems that way. Like these are really, really tricky rooms. Meridia, I think, is 100% the most technical section in the game. As far as just being able to move through everything, that was beautiful mock ball.
Oh, that mock ball from Oats, I personally think that's the hardest mock ball in the game. I know you said earlier the one coming out of the reserve tank in Green Brinstar, that one's super, super hard, but that one right there coming out of the sand pit, I think is more difficult to make.
Could be. All right, OatsnGoats going to be coming up here. Going to be heading over to Phantoon. We're going to be seeing an X Factor here. As you notice that both of our runners only have Wave Beam active now. They turned off their other beams. And we're going to be seeing one X Factor and then 6 supers on Phantoon.
Decalled strat by Oats.
Yeah, I like that strat. It's relatively newer, but like it basically
Cutie missed
guarantees.
2 particles.
Yeah, it basically guarantees you hit on your particles. All right,
For those
Cutie.
that don't know, if you miss an X Factor particle, you cannot fire until the particles are off screen, till they, extinguish, I guess.
Yep. Yeah. They have to be either used up or kind of deplete. I think they go away after a certain amount of time. And yeah, you cannot fire, and that just stinks there. There was a full halfie by the OatsnGoats, picking up the precious missiles here. Let's see this full halfie by ARealCutie. You got it. It looked good. Yes. Beautiful.
So that room right there is called the Coliseum, and just a really funny story about the Coliseum is Kip told this story there, and somebody asked why it was called the Coliseum, and he said because people will get a full halfie, but casual runners or people that aren't familiar with the game would be like, okay, and what? And it's just like, are you not impressed? Like from the Gladiator movie, are you not entertained? I always thought that was a really funny story of why that's named the Coliseum.
Okay. I've never heard that story before.
Oh, no? I can't even remember where I heard it. But I think it was Kip.
Cool.
Ooh, Oats cleaning up Dragon really nicely.
Yeah, it does have the blue echoes. It looks like not going for the spark suit. So that means OatsnGoats going to be walking, not able to use the run button, so a little bit slower here, but this a little bit more
Cutie.
A little bit more reliable as far as being able to get this reverse. Oh.
Do you think that the runners are watching each other's streams right now?
It's quite possible. They could be watching either their opponent's stream, or they could be watching this stream right here, listening to us as we go on. If you are, hello, folks. We wish you the best of luck.
It looks like Cutie got the spike suit. As Oats makes his way back through the Coliseum, you'd have to imagine. If Oats is aware of the lead that he has right now, and if he's going to adjust any of his, route, or if he's going to try to pick safer strats to just try to maintain the lead, because if he wins this match, he is in the final match.
I don't think we're going to be seeing. I think we're going to be seeing all out running until we get into Torian, in which case they might assess, how far ahead they are at that point in time. But like we talked about this earlier, right? The PBs of both of these runners are really close, and any kind of mistake that they make, and as we talked about, mistakes accrue in 100%, so that incremental advantage is going to come up and it's going to appear in Torian, and Torian's really the place we're going to see any kind of safety, if we see any kind of safety at all. These runners are going to go all out as hard as they can.
Well, also lower Norfair is really volatile as well. I mean, there's always the risk of missing the missiles by GT and having to route all the way back around, and that is a hefty time loss. That's always a possibility. So there are other places that they could lose significant amounts of time.
Yeah, sure. There are strategies to mitigate that. So I don't remember exactly how both of these runners hit that, but yeah, they could take that a little bit slower. I just don't. I don't know. I don't think we'll see too much of a slowdown from these two runners, right? Like there's so much on the line here for them that they're going to want to go all out and pull out all the stops so that they can make it to that final.
I'm certain of it. If you saw OatsnGoats had a really great setup right there for the ice clip on the Puyo, and Cutie's getting ready for it right now. They used a little bit different one. Cutie did that really. I saw it for the first time in his race against Hero 82, and I'd never seen that setup for the ice clip. And OatsnGoats used the setup that I've seen Zost use, and he just pushed the snail there to get through that room a little bit. And if you notice that after they laid the power bomb to get into Shaq Tool's room, they also damaged themselves off of Shaq Tool so that they can just buffer the time a little bit there, save some frames.
Yeah, Cutie's setup is actually very similar to the one that I use. There's on Crocomier. There's a video, and it explains that sort of setup. So if anybody, folks at home, are interested in learning this 100% category, you can join our Discord. There's lots of folks who will be interested in helping you out and getting you started, and we could see you racing next time in this 100% tournament.
So what is well, we got a quiet moment here, sir. Rob, what is your PB in Hundo?
Oh, you
don't mind me asking.
Oh, no. Nobody cares what my PB in 100% is. It's if you're that interested, it is posted on my page.
Posted on your page.
No, it is not. No, it is not listed in either Deer Tier or speedrun.com.
Nice. I have a 131. I'm working on a 130. I did try out to qualify for this tournament. Unfortunately, I didn't make it. I haven't been running for too long. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to sign up for commentary. Wow, really great attack there, Oats, in the plasma room. What I understand is a really, really new strat. I know Hoda Ruby and Cutie and maybe some other racers are working on ways of getting through the plasma room a little bit quicker, because that's a very awkward room, the way that the pirates are spaced out.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Yeah, right. You have some on the left wall, some on the right wall, and the ones that are on the wall are vulnerable to power bombs, so you can clear them off. But like, it kind of, sort of, not really. It's a very, very awkward room to get through, and it really.
Oh, you missed one.
You forgot the. Yeah, see, this is the kind of, like, this is what makes that room annoying, is you can easily miss one on one of the walls, and that's exactly what happened to Cutie there. Really unfortunate. Meanwhile, we see OatsnGoats coming back around through the sand pits here. Going to be picking up the aqueduct missiles and supers right now. It's going to be using the speed keep strats here.
Very nice. Super risky strat.
So that is the spot that OatsnGoats got locked in a couple of years ago, sadly, and it really cost him that race because he was way out ahead. So that's a really, really tricky strat.
Yeah, I think another racer in the tournament early on in the first week or two of the tournament got soft locked in that same spot right there. Yeah, it's really that is just heartbreaking to see when that happens, and we don't wish that on anybody. We wish completed runs on everybody. Nice, clean, completed runs. Here it goes for Cutie. Nice. Man, when it gets close to the end, like, my heart skips a beat, I think, just because it's like, are they gonna fall back down? No, they made it okay. Whew. Yeah, there are a couple moments like that in every category of Super Metroid, where no matter how good of a race you're having, it can come to a grinding halt. And you sit there with your controller in hand, looking at the screen, just thinking, what happened? How did that happen?
Yep. Yeah. It's tight. It's really, really tight. And we've been talking about it. This is the marathon of Super Metroid. So our runners are going to be building up, that incremental advantage, and I think OatsnGoats is capitalizing on that from how Cutie has been going through some rooms, right? Cutie missing the gauntlet, and still having to go back and pick up both gauntlet and criteria power bombs.
Looks like Oats has hit his stride. He started off much like Cutie's having some trouble now. Oats started off having a little bit of trouble, but it looks like he's hit his stride right now. And now that we have Spring Ball, we're seeing some really great movement. And this is one of my favorite parts about Hundo, is when you get the Spring Ball and all the different movements that you can do with Spring Ball that you can't do in a category like any percent.
It's a Spring Ball, best item in the game. Straight up. I know people will be like, no, it's high jump boots, or no, it's speed. No, it's spring ball. It's just sad that it's not featured pretty much anywhere. I really kind of wish that they had taken the same tact with Super Metroid that they actually ended up doing in like Zero Mission and some of the GBA games, where you get spring ball when you get high jump boots. But clearly, Super Metroid being the predecessor, they didn't have that idea until later, sadly.
I actually wonder if some of those choices, maybe it came from criticism from fans, playing Super Metroid, or just feedback saying, hey, what would be really cool if we got that item sooner in the game?
Yes, I really think it did. I really think that kind of combination came from, look at all the really cool things you can do with Spring Ball. And if we enable the player to have it sooner, right? Because if you watch some of those GBA runs, you can really see Spring Ball come to life there, and we can see it come to life here in Super Metroid in these hundo runs. And like, we're gonna get into this lower Norfair area, and it's just so subtle how Spring Ball just comes in and affects how they move through the area. And it's awesome, right? Spring Ball, one of those strats that we talked about, how to not miss on the gauntlet or on the Golden Torizo missiles, right? These missiles before Golden Torizo, because you can come into that room if you're balled up in a ball, you can just basically hold jump, and you'll never miss it. You'll always block or jump off those crumble blocks and never fall through. You guarantee yourself to get over there.
There's another beautiful Spring Ball move by OatsnGoats right there, going into the Chozo statue right there to drop this acid.
Yeah, well, yeah, and these Spring Ball moves are all over this Norfair area, right? We're gonna see it used here in a little bit. He's gonna use it. Boom, boom, there it was, right? Carried over the gap.
Oh, see, this goes for the riskier space jump over there. I definitely, when I do that strat, I use the Spring Ball, and I just take it a little bit slower to make sure there's no way I'm going to drop through those crumble blocks.
Yeah, so it kind of depends, right? If you're already standing up going through that room, the space jump is gonna clearly be faster. But yeah, Golden Torizo is not really a real fight here. OatsnGoats is lined up on that pillar. And as you can see, OatsnGoats can get, and Cutie's going to do the exact same thing. OatsnGoats completely immune from anything that Golden Torizo does, and can just kind of pound away at Golden Torizo. So it's going to take 8 of those shots, and with Ice Wave Plasma fully charged, actually hits Golden Torizo twice, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's why they crouch down when they fire. Double hit from the plasma, which will make much quicker work of, much quicker work of GT. Which, if you're just a casual player and you're just entering this fight for the first time, this is a really, really tough fight if you don't know the right place to stand. I mean, right where Cutie is, you're going to make quick work of Golden Torizo.
Yeah, it's a beast. There we see OatsnGoats with another one of those spectacular shine sparks in the fast pillars room. We're going to see Cutie come up on that in a little bit. OatsnGoats remembered to come up here for the Mickey Mouse missiles. Trademarked by Disney.
Yep, and there's another place coming back out of here. I highly doubt Oats problem with it, but if you fall down there, you have to wrap around and do fast pillars all over again.
Yeah. There's crumble blocks right down there. Yeah, that's one of those. That's where we call in Admiral Akbar.
It's a trap.
Exactly. Spectacular fast pillars by Cutie. I'm going to come into the worst room of the game. Not really worst room in 100%. All these items.
Hockey says it. He goes in 100%. It's just another room in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So OatsnGoats laying that power bomb, opening that up, taking care of the key hunters in that room. Look at all this subtle movement with the Spring Ball, right? Spring Ball's all over these rooms. That's what makes it the best item in the game.
Yep, and here's another room. Power bombs is shame, but in Hundo, the power bombs of necessity. You have to get these to complete all your items. So another room with a different name.
Yeah, so well, it's still so those are that is Wasteland, right? The name of that room.
Yeah.
But yeah, still the power bombs of shame. That comes from any percent. If you come in there and you have used up all your power bombs, you know, you have to wait 7 seconds and a little more to go over there and get them. So that's where that name comes from.
Wow.
But you're 100% right on. In 100%, we got to get them. Everything's required. So.
I don't want to interrupt right now, Cerberoth, but the way Oats entered that room right before Ridley's lair, holy crow. Just the use of spring ball right there, how he space jumped through the other room and then did a spring ball. Unbelievable.
Welcome, folks. Coming from SpeedGaming, this here is the Super Metroid 100% tournament. We have in this semifinal round match ARealCutie versus OatsnGoats. OatsnGoats has a bit of an edge on ARealCutie right now. Yeah, it's going to be real tight. These two runners are very, very close in their personal bests. So Cutie coming up on this Ridley fight. Meanwhile, OatsnGoats collecting that Ridley E-Tank.
Yeah, very clean Ridley fight from Oats. And I expect we'll see a clean Ridley fight from Cutie.
So far.
Yep, nice D-boost out the door from OatsnGoats. OatsnGoats is going to make his way back through Lower Norfair. Try to head up to the Hotarubi missiles. Maybe we'll see a Hotarubi special tonight.
I would imagine we would. Yeah, I really liked how OatsnGoats went through Plower House there. Just with that room before the Metal Pirates room. I think that was very nicely done. That's a very tricky room that, you know, you can just lose a bunch of time in. So
Oats is very warmed up now. His movement is really crazy. He's getting all the top-notch strats. He's, you know, heading down to Firefly E-Tank. I'm wondering if he's going to use the strat where you freeze the Fire Flea right before you get the E-Tank right there. Yep, and he's going to try to deboost off of this flea and land right on top of the one he froze. Looks like he's off.
No, he's
wow.
He's got it.
Nailed it. That's such a precise and really cool strat. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, look, Cutie is not far off on all this stuff either, right? So we're seeing a lot of top tier strats from all of these runners. OatsnGoats missing the Hotarubi special, unfortunate. So named for Hotarubi, who is also in this tournament, and that is spectacular to see him come out of the woodwork from kind of being away for so long.
Yeah, it's. I think that lent some extra special meaning to, you know, him having held the world record in so many major categories years ago, and to have him come back out of retirement, I think it's been really special for all the racers. And with him sharing new strategies and working with the other runners to cut time, just really incredible sportsmanship.
Yeah, Hotarubi's been putting in a lot of work, and you know, it's great to see the other runners pick up on some of that stuff, and you know, we see strats. ARealCutie not getting the Hotarubi special there either, unfortunately, but going to be picking up here these power bombs. These are the last power bombs here in Lower Norfair. OatsnGoats making his way out of Lower Norfair. Going to be doing the Upper Norfair cleanup, and then we're into the rest of the cleanup for OatsnGoats before touring. All 4 major bosses are down, so this is, you know, movement and you know, how cleanly can we get through these rooms? That's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah, this is the latter part of the run. I'm trying to guess right now what kind of pace Oats is on right now. If he's on a high 115, low 116 pace. I know there's definitely people in chat that are more knowledgeable than me.
That's all right. We've got time to figure that out. No worries. When we get to Torian, we can kind of talk about what kind of pace our runners on. I think we'll have a much better idea for what's going on then. So
yeah, it looks like Chad is starting to think. Chad is telling me they think he's on a 115 pace right now.
Chat's always gonna tell you something. They know what's up.
I spend just as much time looking at the chat as I do watching the race when I'm just kind of casually watching these tournament rounds.
We gotta. Look, we're here for the runners. You know, the runners are what. Well, so I look at it, right. If there were no runners, you know, we wouldn't be here, right? So here we are. These guys are pouring it on for us. OatsnGoats remembering to go down to defeat Crocomier. This is the early ice route that both runners have taken, so they're going to have to do this. This is significantly faster here with this early ice route. You blink. Actually, you might want to blink because if you're light sensitive, Crocomier is going to blink quite a lot here. OatsnGoats showing a little bit of swag here by going over the top of Crocomier. Going to pick up this E-tank. Yeah. See you later, Croc.
See you later.
One hit. The developers did not intend you to come down here with that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's impressive that, you know, you can still get a kill on them like that. It makes you wonder what the developers intended and what they didn't intend because, you know, it's amazing that it wouldn't glitch out the game or crash the game or something. You know, it's still very playable.
Oh yeah. Well, so I think it's one of those things where the developers were pretty sure, based on how they laid the game out, that you are not going to be able to get to Dragon without having the grapple beam. So I think that's how they laid it out. It is spectacular that it still works and it doesn't totally mess up the game. But yeah, this going over the top of the head of Crocomier is actually what does all this wrapping around. The runners do have to be a little bit careful with this. But that's, yeah, they're just showing off a little bit of a minor glitch there with that kind of wraparound. That has absolutely nothing to do with the way that they killed Crocomier.
Yeah, that wraparound shot's pretty free. The one at Gauntlet is a little bit trickier depending on what what you're using. If you just have a wave beam, it's a little bit more difficult than if you have a spacer turned on. And then the wraparound for Croc is pretty easy. It's pretty free shot to get that door open.
Yeah, you just have to charge the beam up there at the absolute edge, and if you angle up, you'll hit it.
Makes me a little bit sad that we don't get to see Indiana Jones. You know, they have space jump. There's no reason to do the Indiana Jones in that room. But the only thing I miss from this route is I miss some of those cool grapple strats like Mr. Guy Average showed us in his last match. Mm-hmm. You know, not as many of those because they pick it up so late. There's almost no use for it in this route.
Yes, well, and that's actually kind of one of the reasons why the runners they do this route, because this entire area is just so much faster. Oh, Cutie getting the nice damage boost there. Oh, yeah, that was awesome. Really heads up, right? Like, our runners, they're showing off why they're in this race.
Those are some of my favorite deboost strats. When you have the deboost that takes you from one room to the other and have an effect on that room, that's just really cool how important it is to anticipate your next movement every step of the way.
Yeah. All right, so I don't
who won the
believe
last. Chet is asking who won the last semifinal match. It was Behemoth. So you had Behemoth and Mr. Guy Average, and Behemoth won that one.
Yeah. So as I was saying, I don't believe that either of our runners have stored the spark suit from Crocomier. So I think we're going to be seeing regular wombo jumps through X-ray scope, or through to X-ray scope, as that is coming up as our next kind of major item to pick up. The one thing here, right, we see Cutie a little bit behind. Cutie is also going to have to remember to pick up those criteria power bombs and gauntlet missiles.
I'm actually glad you mentioned that, Cerberoth, because I was just looking at Cutie right now, and he was one E-tank behind Oath. I had to take a second and think about it, like, what did he miss? And it's like, oh yeah, Gauntlet, we have to go back to Gauntlet still.
Yes, that's correct. Cutie has missed the Gauntlet E-tank, so that is why Cutie is one E-tank behind.
So there was one match earlier in the tournament where Hoda Ruby ended up going late gauntlet because he didn't have enough health to do the gauntlet spark after he got out of wrecked ship. So this is not going to be the first late gauntlet we see in the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, no, I mean it happens from time to time. If you don't have, if you come to a gauntlet, and I just talking about old head runners, I used to talk to Desiract a lot, and you know we would talk about strategies, and I would say, oh well, you know when I go to do a gauntlet spark, right, I'm almost always go to ship, and he's like, no, don't ever do that, because it's 15 seconds that you waste there doing the ship trip. You are 100% better off if you go there. You don't have enough energy. That what you want to do is you skip it and you just do the late gauntlet. And you know that was his recommendation. And so I think runners, these top tier runners, right? These runners who are going to make it to this kind of higher edge of a tournament like this, right? There's money on the line. We've drawn out all of these really high end runners: OatsnGoats, Behemoth, right? Hoda Ruby, all these world record holders, previous world record holders. There's Kip, there's Cutie, right? All these awesome runners that have been in this tournament. You know, they're going to know that. They're going to know that it's 15 seconds to take that ship trip, and they're not going to do it, right? Unless there's something really drastic going on.
Exactly.
So they're just going to take that late gauntlet.
So, Roth, are you able to switch audio to Oats?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's playing Oats right now.
Sorry about that. I've tried to, and I just can't get to it on my computer, unfortunately.
So we're listening to OatsnGoats right now. See?
Thank you.
He's picking up a missile pack. Both of our runners going for the reverse slinky. That is unbelievable strat when you get it, but it's absolutely free to go for. If you miss it, you don't lose anything. Really nice speed ball there by Cutie, being able to get right through those two blocks, right into the power bombs here.
Really neat wraparound shot by OatsnGoats coming down from that room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the third wraparound that you'll see in a 100 run. That one really nice because it allows you to just kind of run through mock ball right out with the speed echo. So if you if you can keep those echoes through in that mock ball, you go right through the enemies in the other room and you come right after the edge there. And it's just absolutely spectacular.
Excellent entrance into that old Mother Brain room. You see that shine spark coming through there, perfectly through every single one of those, I guess, old Zebatites.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And that is like only slightly slower than the most optimal womble jump through that room, but you're like never gonna get that. So the shine spark way actually tends to be the fastest way to get through there.
Yeah, that'd be really tight to do your space jump through there and not hit any of those broken Zebs.
And that's exactly why. Yeah, that's exactly why that you're like never gonna get that. So most runners go for that shine spark, despite the crash animation kind of sucking up just a little bit of extra time. It's just more.
So Oats is going to pick up his last missile pack before he heads to G4.
Yep.
And we're going to see Cutie picking up all of that as well. But it looks like Oats has a really healthy lead going into going to G4.
Yep.
And Cutie still has those gauntlet items to pick up. So barring a disaster, it looks like Oats has this in the bag.
You never know. There's some crazy things that can happen, but OatsnGoats does have a good lead here coming into Torian. So we're going to see how OatsnGoats takes on the Metroid rooms. Then there's the Zebatite skip, and of course, before that, we're going to be seeing the baby skip. So there's a number of really cool strategies that we've seen for the Zebtite skip lately. So we'll see which one OatsnGoats goes for.
Yeah, there could be many. If he's got a lot of supers, he might just decide to super out the Zeb and then go for a spring ball skip on the second set of Zebs. That's one possibility. He could also do the down back Zeb skip, which saves you menuing off screw attack. So that's another optimal strat to get through those Zebatites.
I expect minimally we will see a down back Zebtite skip. It's possible to also see a speed booster Zeb skip as another option. There's really unlikely that OatsnGoats will menu in order to turn off the screw attack. I doubt Cutie will do that either. So I think
what I'm really interested to see is if Oats will do a spring ball baby skip. I don't always expect it, but that one would be really exciting to see.
Oh yeah. Could be, yeah.
There goes Cutie. He did not forget the criteria power bombs.
Nope.
So, and I hope he has much better luck going into Gauntlet. Although he'll probably just space jump, screw attack through there. I can't imagine he would, or would he spark?
What
would be more optimal in this circumstance?
I think Gauntlet Spark's still going to be faster. We'll see. He'll set that up. It's a bit different with Plasma Beam, so okay.
He's just going to go. Yeah,
that's fine. Because the wraparound is
the setup.
I think it's really different with Plasma. So plus like this loadout, right? Ooh, does not want to have. There's some X-ray usage for you folks at home. Cutie just showing off X-ray.
I tell you what, I feel so bad for Cutie that he had to come back to Gauntlet because he really for the majority of the run he's had really great movement and really good play, and just for the casual runner, Cutie is still going to put up a really unbelievable time even with all the bad luck.
OatsnGoats getting grabbed here by the baby.
Also, he did try the spring ball skip.
Remembering to face to the right, that will save about 40 frames in Samus's stand-up animation. So we'll see if OatsnGoats low on supers. So OatsnGoats going to go over to the refill station. No option for the Crystal Flash would take OatsnGoats kind of out of the super range that he wants to be in for the Mother Brain fights.
Yep.
Yeah, Cutie not coming in to Torian here with exactly 10 supers. We'll see how the Metroids treat Cutie with drops. If you can get a couple more, or there's that down back Zeb skip there by OatsnGoats. Really nicely done. Very smooth. And
so one thing I think Oats does really well is menus through all his items.
Yeah. If you run 100%, you run 100% Super Metroid. You really want to know how to use the cancel button. Menuing through and knowing what your ammo counts are, it's going to be really important. It goes back to that what we were talking about. Kind of the efficiency of moving through rooms. Having your ammo right on the right thing is going to let you move through the rooms efficiently. So there's 20 shots here for OatsnGoats on Mother Brain 2. Should be no problem. Real nice grouping strat there by Cutie. Getting through Metroid Room 2, Metroid Room 3. Oh man, that was spectacular. That was phenomenal looking.
Oats is damaging down right now so that he can do the stand-up glitch.
Yep. A couple of dangerous spots in the stand-up glitch with regards to when the baby comes on screen. You want to be off the floor when the baby attaches to Mother Brain's head. You want to be off the floor when the baby detaches from Mother Brain's head. And when the baby attaches to Samus, you want to be able to move back over to the right so that you don't get stuck under Mother Brain's kind of leg. and that way Mother Brain won't be able to damage the baby, and you'll just be there in that cutscene forever. Cutie getting the baby skip, really nicely done here. Ideally, OatsnGoats wants to pound Mother Brain 3 here with 39 shots. It's 40 is absolute optimal. Will actually drain Mother Brain 3 to 0, but 39 shots is the optimal. So you get one of those hyper beams that will allow you to kill Mother Brain really quickly, because there's some weird timing thing. If you kill Mother Brain 3 before, and it actually takes a little bit longer if you could just have that one hyper beam shot left. So here is Cutie.
I heard the same thing, that it just if you do get 40 shots, it actually makes a longer cutscene than if you do 39.
That's exactly what it is. It makes it a longer cutscene, and if you get that one OatsnGoats there, looks like 3 shots, so really nice. That's real near optimal. And Mother Brain 3 is down for OatsnGoats. Mother Brain 2 most of the way down here for Cutie. This should be no problem for these two runners at this point in time. We're pretty close to the crying here for one of our runners. And this has been a spectacular race, and look how close it is, right? They are both on Mother Brain. OatsnGoats has finished Mother Brain here.
Beautiful blue bomber.
Yes, that blue bomber. I think that is one of the best strats in 100%. You also get to see that in my personal favorite category, GT Classic. Really nice. Do we see
Absolutely.
a Behemoth Spark? Oh, he went for it.
Ooh.
Went for that Behemoth Spark. Gonna just spark up the right-hand side here.
So this is going to be really close. It's going to be really close to the 116 mark here for Oats, which is not going to be the. It's not going to be the best race he's had so far in the tournament. His best time is a 1:15.56, but it's awful close.
That's okay. So OatsnGoats finishing here in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 4 seconds. GG's to
GG,
OatsnGoats. We're going to see
Oats.
Cutie finish up here, and we'll see about getting these folks in for an interview here. See talk to them about how they felt the race went, and things like that. Meanwhile, Cutie pounding away here at Mother Brain 3. Really nicely done. Wow. Was that only one shot? I think that was the one shot.
It's a really solid stand-up. Oh, and Cutie got the short charge to a spark there. There are very few people that are capable of charging the spark in that short an area.
OatsnGoats, welcome, my friend. How are you doing this evening?
Doing great, thank you.
Yeah? So
great, but yeah.
I think you turn up your mic a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't hear you, Oats.
Hello, we good?
Yeah, that's much better. There you go. So you're coming into this race. You're racing Cutie. You're cold. That's bold.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty cold. I was pretty busy up until like 5 minutes until the race actually started, so I was a little bit worried. But we played okay. A couple kind of mistakes here and there kind of lost us the PB towards the end. I figured I may as well just go for the YOLO skip just for kicks. Missed it, but I knew I had a kind of a significant lead on Cutie already. So it wasn't too big of a deal.
Yeah, one thing, Cutie having to do the late gauntlet was something that gave you a bit of an edge. But yeah, so, you're going to be going into the finals here. Behe, thoughts on that?
Well, it's not only Behemoth, it's Behemoth, Shiny, and Zost. I mean, they all have better times than me. So, I mean, I'm kind of the, I guess I'm the underdog coming into this this final here. we'll see how it goes. I hope I play a little bit better than I did today. I will definitely give myself some more warm-up and prepare a bit more, but I've been kind of in the lab, really grinding it out, so I think it's going to pay off, and hopefully we can all have a pretty close and entertaining race at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it will be one not to miss for sure. When I saw the list of names on this tournament, I didn't see yours until late, and I was excited to see everybody come out. And it's been a spectacular tournament to watch thus far. So I'm really happy that you came out among all the other runners that have come out.
Yeah, I've seen some of the runs, and there have been a lot of really good races. And GGs to all the previous racers that may have gotten knocked out. But I just hope it's entertaining. That's it. I just want to put on a good show, and just hopefully everyone enjoys the finals. So.
Yeah. All right. So we have an official SRL time here for Cutie, and that is 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 10 seconds. We're going to see if we can get Cutie here in the booth with us and talk to us for a couple of minutes here.
Oh, my mistake. I thought they were done with their tournament matches. I thought I was last. So I guess Behemoth is the only one that's advanced, correct?
Yeah, there's you and Behemoth Oats, and Hodarubi and Zenny have a match tomorrow night at 11 p.m. EDT, and Sunday at 1 p.m. EDT, Zost and Sloters face off. So definitely looking forward to those matches.
Hodarubi in there with us. Okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah, Hodarubi's been practicing an awful lot. So it's been fantastic to see.
Yep, looking forward to it. Thanks.
Yeah.
So we have the confirmation, Oats, you got 100%. So GG and congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a pleasure to call one of your matches, and I'm very excited to watch you in the finals.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for commentating.
Oh yeah, real pleasure, OatsnGoats, watching you once again. All right, I don't think we're going to get Cutie joining us. So I think that is going to be all for us tonight. As we have mentioned, our race is coming up. We have Shiny Zenny versus Hodarubi tomorrow evening at 11 p.m. That's Saturday, October 24th. All times are in Eastern time. And on Sunday, October 25th at 1 p.m., we're going to have that Zost versus Sloters 27. Those are going to be spectacular matches. Don't miss them. Be sure to check our schedule. Be sure to, go ahead and follow anybody and everybody here that you want. The runners, for sure. The SpeedGaming channels. Thank you to them for putting this tournament on. Thanks to all our admin staff who've been doing a phenomenal job with this tournament. And certainly thanks to all of our runners for coming out and putting on this spectacular show. And I'll leave it to Kev here for some final thoughts.
I just want to second everything you said, Cerberoth, and I want to thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to do commentary. Definitely thanks to you, Cerberoth, for making this just a really great time, just a real easy time. Thanks to the racers and all the fans in chat, all the fans watching. I hope you really enjoyed the match. I hope you're gonna follow everybody, and please join the next few matches we have coming on. It's going to be a really exciting conclusion to this 100% tournament, and we got the 100% confirmation for Cutie. So thanks to Cutie, thanks to Oats, thanks everybody. What a super time.
Yep, and we'll see you next mission.
See you next mission.